man. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of No Country for Otakus. Otakus. Episode 46, I think. Somewhere around there. We're reaching the big 5-0 though. We gotta pick a good anime for 50. Or a shit anime. So we can give it the shit.
Extreme.
One
of the extremes.
One of the extremes, you know what I mean? It's got to be really good or really bad. We'll decide on that at a later time. But this week, guys, we are going back a little bit to an anime that came out. I think it was 07, 08.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what year the After story came out.
I just know it was 2000s.
Yeah, it's 2000s. I can't remember when the After story came out. But anyway, so and the movie and stuff. So we watch Clannad. Did I say it right this time? Because last time I said Clan.
Yeah, you said Clannad. And have me watching a whole different anime. So imagine me when I text you on Thursday, like, yo, we watching Clannad or Clannad? It was like Clannad. So shit.
the Clannad, man, that's what we watching. We watch both seasons and the movie. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what we covering. We'll talk about both, and then if you want to mention the differences with the movie and stuff, and then just do the ratings, the overall rating of the whole story.
Yeah.
I know Dwayne got some stuff he wanted to get off his chest. So do I. There's a particular character that shows up, and I'm like, there's, like we always talk about a character that's not needed. This is probably the queen. Some characters not needed in the story.
Listen.
At least not past that arc. Like when that story had ended, I wouldn't have mind never seeing that character again. But anyway, before we jump into that, we usually talk some stuff. How you doing, Dwayne? Oh, I was just saying your camera's out of focus. How you doing, man?
No, I'm leaning.
Huh?
I was just leaning. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just another work week finished. And kicking back, watching anime, stuff like that. Not much movies has come out, so I haven't really watched a lot of movies.
Finally watched Eternals.
You finally watch Eternals? We gonna talk about that and shoot the shit. About time. I've been bitching about that shit for 2 months. I've been waiting patiently waiting.
We watched that and Mortal Kombat and some other stuff.
The animation. The animation.
Yeah. Escape Room 2. Yeah.
Wait, Escape Room 2? Is that the Tournament Champions one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
All right, I won't say anything.
Is it good?
I think you should watch it for yourself.
Oh, guy, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it and do my little review on TikTok that I usually do and stuff. But anyway, all right, man. So we gonna go ahead and jump into let's chat anime, bro. Let's get this shit on the road. Let's chat. All right, Dwayne. So, Clannad. You go first, man, because you've been itching to say shit this whole time.
This anime was hard to watch. So, wait, we gotta do summary, don't we?
Oh well, yeah, I guess, yeah, that would probably help.
The anime is about this boy who likes a girl, trying to help her raise a drama club, and along the way he breaks a lot of other girls' hearts. And
the fucking season 1.
They get married and have a life, and he's dealing with a lot of shit. There you go.
Bro.
I hate that girl.
Yo, listen, bro. A lot of shit is an understatement. A lot of states are understatement. There's an underlying thing going on too, but that's pretty much the long and short of it. Go ahead.
I hate that girl. I really hate that girl. Like, her story was annoying. Fuka. Her story was annoying.
Starfish girl.
It was genuinely annoying, but I was like, you know what? Okay, cool. I'll let it run. And then when it ended, I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
And then
it didn't really have an impact on the overall story, but I was like, it didn't really capture my interest. You waste 12 episodes, but this is the thousands we're talking about. You got 24 episodes to kill, so all right, I know the deal. Run 12 episodes, by 13 and 14, get into the actual story, and then somehow try to rush the last 3. So I was like, all right, you wasted 12. Good job. And then you start to get into your story. So when it started up with Kitomi, and I was like, oh snap, like I got a feeling he actually knows her or she knows him. And I was getting into it, and then beep, focus there. Fuck you. Sorry.
damn.
Instantly, because they had a tone that was 10, and then from the time they drop it in, it completely deflated, and I was like, what? So the first time it happened, I was like, okay.
Especially because that girl was still at that particular point, still in a coma. I thought
no, she died.
No, she didn't.
She died.
She comes back in after story, so she couldn't be dead. She was still in the hospital.
But that's what pissed me off about after story, because remember in her story arc, the sister was supposed to get married. She said the doctor called and told her that she's not gonna live past the weekend. So that's why she wanted to have the wedding, and they were like, you need to have the wedding because your sister wants you to be happy. And then she gave the star to your sister. Huh?
It got retcon, so that don't matter. No, dude, I understand what you're saying. The reason I said that is because
let's go straight to ratings.
It got retcon. It got retcon. Yeah.
So then her spirit popping up all throughout the story. I was like, why? It serves no purpose. Like, it serves no purpose, and you bring it in intense moments where you actually gain the viewer to connect with the characters or the situation that's happening. You're deflating the story, and it happened all the way up to the end. And I was like,
she stood there for the whole first season. Pretty much, she popped in at, like, there was a fight about to happen. She pops in. Who was it fighting? Was it the soccer team? No. Was it a soccer team?
The delinquents from the streets.
Yeah, the delinquents from the streets. She pops in. Yeah, when he was with Tomoyo.
Right, when he was with Tomoyo, when he was with Kyo trying to win the teddy bear for Ichinose. She popped in when Ichinose freaked out at the accident and they were trying to figure out what's wrong with her. She popped in when Nagisa found out that her dad had thing and she wasn't going to do the play anymore. She popped in. I was like, man, you see this anime for right now? Kiss your granny, Ross. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating to the point where when I started after story, I was like, I can't watch this. This is garbage.
She is, her showing up in after story though is like actually made sense. So like I actually did find her. She was still a little annoyed because she's like 21. She's like 20 something years old, but because she was in apparently according to after story, we didn't talk about the first one. She was in a coma that whole time, so she still had like a middle school, just entering high school type brain at that point. So she was referring to herself in third person and shit. She was so
And at
annoying.
one point, they were trying to lead up to her replacing Nagisa, and I was like, yo, if y'all met this man like that girl.
Oh, nah. What I thought was going to happen is that he was going to fall in love with the preschool teacher. Because she went, you know, the girl with the big pig.
Yeah. I
thought that was going to happen. I was like, oh, this is thing. And then it said he can't be happy in this story. So fuck all that. Yeah. Whew, yeah. She was
the first half was not enjoyable. The other thing that really pissed me off as well is that they would get to like really significant points in the character's development and just not end it. Like when they were playing basketball.
Okay.
And he had grabbed the rebound and he was falling down. And she shouted out, shoot it. And all of a sudden the next scene was the basketball was in the air. And I was like, what? So he shoot it with his left hand? He shoot it with his right hand?
He pushed it with his right. He pushed it with his busted shoulder.
But they didn't show that till after, if you get what I mean. Like they showed the ball in Sean. They showed the ball in the air. They show him going through the whole thought process of why she's important to him and stuff. They showed her flipping the thing to show that they win, and then they showed like flashback or whatever, him pushing it up with his right hand. And I'm not saying the problem for me isn't that they didn't show it. The problem for me is that the placement deflated the entire lead up to it. And it to me, it was one of those points where you could have been like, yeah, I'm happy for you. And it just went like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Like why put it there? You could have just put it at the point it was supposed to come up and still lead into all the other stuff you showed and have a stronger emphasis on the moment. Like you kind of, if I hadn't watched it before, for a person who's just watching it, they would get frustrated. Oh, okay. So you see what I mean? They would get frustrated
at that part though. I'm listening to your complaints.
Right. So for me, it would have been frustrating. And they did that a lot. So it wasn't. They did that a lot. They did it with something else too. Did it with the play. They did it with the baseball. Because again, he had to swing with the right hand. And it was kind of that character development significance was him embracing Aki as a role model.
Oh, okay. When they played against the people from the other town.
Right.
Okay. I was like,
he was about to swing.
He played baseball.
And right as he's about to swing, they go to this dinner scene. It's so good that we won, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, right. Yeah, that one was a little weird. That cut was weird. Because he never actually saw them won the game. So you didn't get that satisfaction. It's just like, oh, yeah, they won. It's like they're flashing. It was like, oh, yeah, they won. Yeah. I get that one. Definitely.
And then they did the same thing with the Nagisa play. Because it went from her seeing the video of her dad to talking with him to being applauded to then him kind of telling hold on.
Okay, so I guess something just happened on Dwayne's side. You all right? All right, so I'm gonna carry on here while we wait.
I hear like ringing or something.
Oh, okay.
My phone is not ringing.
Let me think of the play.
Yeah.
Go ahead about the play.
They they yeah, they didn't show her performance, and they cut to her being applauded and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, man, I I can't do this. Like every time y'all have a a, a area to really capture me, y'all deflate it with this suspenseful jump forward and not tell you what happens kind of thing. And that was annoying for me throughout the
Okay.
whole first season. That was
Okay.
so annoying for me. And it was like I wouldn't have minded if the points of it wasn't extremely significant. And in all fairness, I probably would have preferred if they had just ended it at that point and showed it in next episode. But it didn't.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
What is that?
Yeah, I definitely the baseball one was annoying. That was definitely annoying. I would have liked to see him at least swing or something, you know, especially because the whole point for that is that he can't use his right arm. Even in After Story, when he was working as the Light and Power people, the whole point he was working with his other hand to compensate for his busted shoulder. So it would have been nice to see that particular thing done. The basketball thing, I didn't mind as much. I don't know, it didn't really bother me. Starfish Girl was unnecessary, especially after her story ended. Like you said, after that first 12 episodes with that story, even though, like you said, back then, that's how they used to do it. Like usually they'll put everything on the back 12. I call it the back 12. But that first 12 would usually be a little a story that's not really, but we even saw it in what was that? That Read or Die. We even saw that in Read or Die, where the first 12 episodes weren't really significant to the whole story in a way. So I didn't mind that. But once she disappeared, once the wedding happened and she disappeared and stuff,
and
I would have brought her back.
To heaven
or whatever. Even it, like, if anything, we shouldn't have seen her. And if they were planning to do it in After Story, to that point in After Story where she actually wakes up, or she dies or whatever, or her spirit goes back into her body or whatever the hell, I probably wouldn't have brought her back. So I that constant jumping in at like you said, tension breaking spots, I definitely, if anything, that shit was like most annoying. That and I think what got to me too in Tomoya's on Tomoya's end is, bro, talk to your fucking dad, bro. Literally, the thing that could have solved this whole thing with him and his father was communication. Even though trauma is hard, and I can't blame, like, from what you saw, and in the movie they actually showed what happened to him in the movie, which was nice to see. Because I was like, how do you hurt your shoulder? And then in the movie they showed that he got pushed through the window by his dad.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that. I was like, oh, okay, that kind of gives me some visual.
I don't mess shit up.
Yeah. Well, you got the glass and stuff. But no, I just meant, like, but we didn't know. You just mentioned, me and my dad going to a fight, and he hurt my shoulder, and then I can't play basketball, so I became a delinquent, right? But it was good to put a visual representation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
To fill that hole. But I mean, I don't know. I guess from my point of view, especially what happened between me and my stepfather and stuff, you know, we were able to get to a point that, you know, we ain't gonna be ever like this, but, you know, we still cool. And to see him just like repeatedly berate his dad and they really doing nothing to help him get, you know, you get what I'm saying? It all gets repaired.
I'll tell you what,
story, but go ahead.
I was on that side. I hit it, Tomoya. I kind
you
of
see, you see,
I
anyway, go
kind
ahead.
of understand. I understood. All right,
That's
for
why I say
me,
communication.
yeah, for me, I understood Tomoya's pain, but it felt like he wasn't really trying to understand the dad's
No,
pain. And like you said,
that's my thing there.
communication, because
Communication
and
or
that
something.
was something that really annoyed me as well.
Oh,
Both in the first season and in After Story.
headstrong.
Bruh, you're from the time she was a friend, true girlfriend, true wife, to death. B, going to talk to your father.
Yo,
Nah, I got,
listen,
we.
man. I
I
never
was
see a
like,
person
jeez.
beg a person. Look, man. I know she's the thing about it is that she's. I know. But please, she dying, bro. Like what? Dying, dog.
Yeah,
Go talk to your dad, man.
one of the woman's last death wish.
Go
Talk to your dad.
talk to your dad. Even her mom, the
Tonight.
grand. Yeah, thank you. She was like, dude, you need to talk to your father. He still didn't do it. The only reason he did is when they fought. All right. Let me not jump too far ahead yet. But you gotta give it to the grandparents, man.
Akio
Akio
and
was
Tsunai.
it Tsunoi? They cleverly put that kid back on his ass for 5 fucking years. Yeah, I got so mad. I was like, "Yo, you're a piece of shit." Look, man.
You see, you got mad there.
I get you grieving, bro.
I got mad from. I think it was from the death, because I was like,
Go ahead.
because when Tomiko came to visit him and she was cooking for him, she was like, it's been 3 years since we saw you, and Akio and Tsunai have really been taking care of Ushio. She's 5 years now. I was like, wait, this man, bruh, you complain about your dad and then turn into the same shit.
Well, the thing about it is that if anything, the dad was better because the dad never abandoned him. He took him. Remember when they went and talked to the dad's mom?
The grandmother.
She was like, "Yeah, man, he struggled. He couldn't find work. He was jumping from place to place, but he never abandoned you." And all going through my head, you left that girl alone for 5 years, bro.
5 years. You
overworked yourself for 5 years to hide the pain, bro. I'm sorry, bro, but
and
I was like 5 years, bro. That's good. But go ahead.
And look, I wasn't a fan of Tomoyo in season 1, and when I saw a grandmother piece, I was like, "Yep, you."
It was a black and white though, but that was a dirty blemish. Like if you had a white piece of sheet, it was like if someone broke up. You know what? You ever put a pen in your pocket? Remember in school
and it ooze out.
CP, and you put a pen, but then you wash
them
it.
red gel pens.
And it fucking left a big black spot in that CP shirt. You had to throw the shirt away. Yeah. Or at least try to get it out. Throwing away clothes back then was hard because we broke. But
I just cut off your pocket.
He was poor. He was poor as fuck, man. Thank you for public education. But yeah, man. Oh, yeah, that one was like, come on, 5 years, bro. Like it's like I get
5 years,
a year 2, a grievance because at least he had someone there to take the kid, right? But you gotta pull your shit together at some point, man. Like I know that sounds fucked up, but at least it came wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, because I know you understand more than anything, you know what I mean? Especially I know you understand from what's her name's parents, his wife's parents' point of view, having to give up acting and stuff like that for kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you know, you had stuff in your mind that you think, but you got 2 little kids now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they had to give up a lot for them.
Exactly. And as the give and take
and
about it, you know.
I think that is why I was able to connect with Tomoyo's father a bit more, even though he didn't have much of a story than to Tomoyo himself. Because I was like, bruh,
it ain't easy.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is,
look
in
look
his
at it
case,
this
though,
way.
he was also young when that his wife died and stuff. You know what I mean? So he was also, yeah. It was just sad to see that he repeat the same thing, though.
You got to understand, this man, like, even if you listen to the story that your mother was telling, he legit chose his wife. He went against his father's decision. He went against her parents' decision. They got married in high school. He quit his education to make sure that she had everything that she needed as a person. And then, you know, he legit loved that woman. And then he poured everything into that relationship, and like, she was gone. That was it. She was gone. And you had messaged me and said, like, yo, Tomoyo's dependency on Nagisa was a little bit iffy, but it was the same thing for the dad.
It's the same thing as the dad,
he built his life around her.
Well, I hadn't seen the dad episode yet until when I sent you that message.
Yeah. And then, so now you have your little person, and it's not to say that you don't love him or you don't like him, but you are so empty that you don't run on love anymore. You literally run on discipline. You run on the discipline like, yo, regardless of how I feel, I got shit to do. And it can get done. And I can make sure that you got your thing and stuff like that. And I thought that was a very interesting part of that. If it had done that Foucault crap, I would have strangled my laptop.
Oh no, because this thought, I think somebody shout at them. Hey man, don't do that Foucault shit in after story.
because that was such a significant point where, you know, you show that even though you might do everything for your child, they still need a sense of love.
Yeah.
And that was powerful. And I was like, man, you father should cut your ass when you get back with that little girl. And then when he went home and he was like, you know what, Dad, you can go home. And even then, the father was like, you sure you're going to be good?
Yeah.
Like,
Did that say, is it over?
Years,
he was like, are we done? Bro, like, once he told him that he was good to leave and they reconciled that shit, you saw that weight that came off that old man's shoulders, bro. He was like
that man that looked strand out your kid.
He was like, damn it. He was waiting in the house, bro. He was waiting in that house, bro. Because in his mind, he was still, I have the responsibility to my son.
After my son.
Even though the son was gone for years, bro. He went to jail and everything.
Yep, he went to jail. He paid for their wedding. He paid for the camping trip. He even paid for the trip for him to go and see the grandmother and set that up.
No. The grandmother was the his wife's mother. That was them.
Yes.
The grandma says that when he's out there.
Yes.
Because she hadn't talked to him, remember?
But
like tell him to come home.
Right. The suggestion came from Akio and Tsunade talking to the dad. Because the dad, the dad had gone to them and was like, please take care of my son because he ain't gonna want help from me, you know, and anything that you want, I'll pay for it and stuff like that. Like he was doing everything all that time. And even at the end, when the man was like, you sure you're good? And he'd crying, you slapped with your father's hand. And I was like, bruh.
I don't remember him slapping away a hand. I just remember him talking to it, sitting on the table talking to him, but whatever.
Not when they were standing outside and he was trying to tell the father thank you, and he started crying, and the father was like, you okay? And he like patty head, and he took his hand off, and then Yushio grabbed his hand, and that's when he was like, thank you, Dad, and he walked to, and the father walked, and then he got
the orb of true happiness. But fucking time, it only took you like 20-40 episodes, damn it. Hey man, everyone got a path.
I
His just took long.
I get it. And
Everyone,
for
everyone
me,
grieves weird.
yeah, and it
I was
was a
just glad he
good,
reconciled that shit. Took him long enough.
yeah, it was a good example of the difference between depression and clinical depression, and how, and that raises another question, but how you, with majority of the time with people who are clinically depressed, you are already sad, but you have moments where
you get really sad.
Yeah, you get really sad, or you attach to someone that brings you joy, and when they are gone, you sink even lower.
Okay.
So my thing was, when you sent me that picture, that message recently, well, I need to process this ending. When I saw that ending, I was like, yep. I don't know what other story y'all could write to continue this, because there is no other arc you could write.
No, that story done.
That would like make what just happened any better. Nothing. Yeah. He could go and start a polyamorous relationship with Kyo and Rio. I ain't care. It's still ain't gonna make he happy. Like there is nothing. And the fact that for 5 years, Tsunade and Akio was trying to get this little girl joined back with her father, finally getting it, breaking down on the veranda.
Yo, listen,
like,
man.
Oh my God, it actually happened.
Listen, man.
Then to turn around, do that shit.
Wait, bro. Let me tell you something. When he finally reconnect with his daughter, went on the trip, comes back, and he thanks them and stuff. He was supposed to be sleeping, and they were on the veranda, like you said, bro. And he's like, "It's been 5 years, huh?" Their father, Akio, it's been 5 years, huh? She was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You have not shed a tear." I was like, "This woman didn't cry for 5 years, bro. She didn't get to properly grieve her daughter's death because she was taking care of his daughter, right?"
Yeah.
And then she started to cry. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Some water came, bro. Some water hit the wells. Hey guys, somebody cut some onions right here on the bed. I was watching TV. Some onions, man. Some onions. I was like, Jesus, Rich. 5 years. Imagine not being able to. Your offspring. 5 years, bro. You can cry because she didn't want to cry in front. Well, she probably like cried in the bathroom, but I was just saying, like, she didn't want. Yeah. She telling the daughter don't cry. Or, cry in the bathroom, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Cry with their resilient, or cry in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah.
And then they want to tell the kid about the mom because she wanted him to tell her. Had the preschool teacher not talk about being friends with the mom because they wanted. I was just like, yo, hey, yo.
Talk about manifesting into the real world, boy.
Bruh. But yeah, man, this anime had some ups and downs. Like it was going good for a little bit, then you get hit with some rough shit. And it's crazy because as I was watching it, it's like she go obviously in my head because she kept getting sick. I was like, "There's a setup. She gonna die."
Yeah.
So what do you think about
whoever she had hereditary?
Yeah, man. I had to take a second to process the way that shit ended. Some Steins Gate shit at the end, bro. I was like, wait, did this dude do a timeline jump? Like, he jumped into a world where she lives. That what we doing? Because they kept showing that robot. What do you think about the ending before I go on my spill on what I think the ending means? But what do you think about that shit, bro? It took me a second. I had to go and pray to Buddha.
Which part of the ending? The part where he okay, so he walks out into the snow, or the part where he
imagine? What do you mean imagine?
I honestly feel he lost his shit.
Okay. You mean when he falls in the snow with the girl after his daughter dies?
Yep, and he starts to recreate him meeting Nagisa and the cherry tree is being rebuilt and everything, and they're all happy. He lost his shit.
So you think he lost his shit?
Oh,
it's crazy because that's not what I thought, but I could see that ending too.
He either lost his shit or killed himself. Like one of the two. Like,
all right. So okay. Are you ready to hear my crazy shit, bro? Let it be known that I literally just finished watching this like an hour ago. Like the final episode, not the extras. I didn't watch the extras. I only watched up to 22.
Oh no. Yeah.
Well, the extras has him go. The extras just have him pairing it with the other girls.
Yeah.
From the story, right? Because remember, there was a whole bunch that liked him, but he ended up choosing.
One is Kyo and one is Fuko.
Yes. No, Fuko. No, I don't think he ever gets with Fuko.
Yeah.
Really?
He never gets with Fuko. Episode 23 in the OVAs is a whole story about her and Fuko and
I thought Fuko was anyway, all right, whatever. So I stopped at 22. No, because I thought Fuko was in a coma at that point. That don't make no sense. Did you get with the ghost?
No. This is after story.
This
is after story.
But he was still in school when the 23 started. Anyway, I don't give a fuck about that. I didn't watch him, so it don't matter. I'm gonna check him out later.
Right. Yeah.
We talking about what I think of. Okay, so his daughter's like, we gotta go and see the sunflowers and stuff. Yeah, is dead in winter. He's like, okay. She's like, we gotta do it now. At this point, I know she's gonna die. I was like, this girl gonna die on his ass. Yeah, she dead. Making final requests like that. That's I know I'm going. We gotta go. So he goes out in the snow. She collapses. She dies in his arms. He collapses over. Right. I think he dies there. Okay. Yeah, you see, he goes crazy. I think he dies there. The reason I think he dies there is because throughout this whole anime, all from season 1, they always showed that fucking little robot and the girl in that world.
Yeah,
right.
And they never explain it. Jesus.
Okay, wait. Stick with me here, bro. Stick with me. Right, I need you to stick with me here. Okay. So remember there was that girl that he used to go to the backyard to see her, and her parents died in a thing, right? Thank you. You go with the names, man. So remember she said that her parents were studying parallel worlds, right? And she says that man, just give me a second, man. Don't laugh.
No. I'm with you.
So remember she went in an explanation when they all were at his house and after story. What's her name was pregnant at this point, but she was like explaining to him, hey, there's parallel worlds and there's worlds that could get created by people, like that pass away and stuff like that. It could create their own worlds and stuff, right? And that was you don't really know what the worlds are, but it's those type of worlds and different worlds. And then the other girl, oh God, I'm sorry. The other girl that does the fortune telling, she was like, yeah, there's unlimited possibilities, right? So the whole time he and the girl and this robot just walking through this desolate place.
Pause before you continue. Know that you're saying this, right? And I see the way that you're going. I actually starting to think maybe the person that wrote the movie Afterlife with Jason Segel, maybe he watched Clannad too. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh wow. All right. So fuck. Okay. Blah 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 blah. All right. So you got that right. Multiple possibilities and parallel world, right? Yeah. So at this point, you still don't know with the robot, and then you realize in this desolate world, the robot can't bring life. He keeps trying to build things; it just turns into a thing. So the only way that he was to be alive is because there was a soul to put in the toy when the girl built him back in the first season, right?
Yeah.
All right. I promise you guys they're gonna make sense when I finish. I sat down and thought about this shit. All right. So remember the girl that was like pretty much the caretaker of the gangsters?
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember she was on the roof and she was explaining the orbs that they will see. There's lights that will come out of through happiness. We also saw it when he reconciled with his dad. And we saw it when the dorm mother was, remember they had like a side story with her and this little kid, and the kid disappeared and came back as a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was random as fuck. But yeah, okay. So, but you realize the orb can only make a wish. You can make a wish if you got like have enough orb power or whatever. And he was like, hey, she was like, hey, I want you to stay by me forever. But she wasn't really specific. So he like came back and stayed with her as a fucking cat.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we got the orbs, we got the possibilities, and we got the alternate universe, right? They also said there that the way that world works is far in the future, far in the past. It's like some weird time outside of time and space. So we got those 4 things, right? So at the end, when the girl dies in the world, when it got blown away, and you remember she was like, oh, you know, we're from a different world, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, so we could go back. She's like, I can't go, because if I go, I am this world, and if I go, the world will die. And then the world got blown away when she sent him back, right? Yeah. So my theory is, I'm sorry for taking so long, Dwayne. You look bored. I'm sorry.
No. I'm actually interested.
Oh yeah. So my theory is the girl, because when it got blown away, the last thing she said is goodbye, Papa. Right? So what if the daughter dying, she creates that world from regret, right? The father dies immediately up there in the snow when he falls over. He goes into the world with her because, you know,
and recycle the whole timeline.
Right. So they're together and they're wandering around the whole time. And the reason he was with her because they had that bond. Yeah. Right. So that's the reason he got into the world, but no one else could get in there. So when remember he got the orb from his reconciliation with the dad. So the wish was so that he could go to a different world where his wife lived. So when you had all the thing about it led up, I remember it kind of all came back to when his daughter got born. And he remembers the wife dying, but she lives.
She lives this time.
Motherfucker! Yes! Steins Gate, bro. My boy jump time. My boy jump.
It would also explain why him and Nagisa shared the dream, and why
he remembered the play.
Why he remembered the play and the story, but he never heard it before.
He never heard it before is because it was like kind of running with the little robot thing. Yeah, the little robot, because he was a soul in the robot.
Yeah, because he would always remember the robot's perspective.
Exactly.
She would always remember the daughter's.
He was like, "Who's the girl?" Remember, he would always be like, "Who's the girl?" Like, I don't know. Yeah. Because the girl was his daughter. Daughter didn't born yet.
Interesting.
What you think? Not plausible? Not plausible?
Yeah, plausible. Plausible.
Actually, the reason I kind of like, I actually pay attention, like you. I pay attention. I was like, man, there gotta be a reason for that robots stuff, right? And I was like, bro. And then they kept putting in plot points. It was like they had the girl explain the parallel shit. Then they had the woman talk about the orbs. Then the cat came back. I was like, man, that's why I was like, dude. At first, I was like, what the fuck? So what the fuck is this? So I went over there, bro, and I meditated. And
Dalai Lama, give me thy wisdom.
Literally, I was like, dude, there's gotta be something. And then they showed him like that weird drawn scene where it looked like the light was going through. I think, yeah. Because where I do think he was just imagining though was when the girl walked past him and he didn't say anything. He was like, probably life would be better if I didn't know you. If I didn't know you. But then he said, fuck it. And I think the whole thing is, you don't know where life gonna take you. Sometimes you just gotta take a risk. And he took the risk, he did it over, and she had the kid this time, but in this line, this possibility,
she lived.
He
was so happy.
Now, what they did to old boy in the original line was evil. I never see a man hold so much sorrow. Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts.
5 years of depression, 3 months of happiness, death.
Death, bro.
Oh
I was
shit,
like,
the
man,
spiders on me.
So
Bye.
that's my theory there. I think it's back with enough
Mhm.
evidence to be plausible. But like you said, though, he probably could have gone just mad in the fucking snow. Because anybody taking the fantasy element out, anybody would lose, especially after he just got over his wife. And he was pouring all his love into his daughter. He's like, he remember, because there was a point he said, you know, I finally found someone that I can protect now that you're gone. And then to lose her like 3 months later, bro.
It was rough.
So those are the two. It was
rough.
That was rough, man. But whew, that was an interesting 40. You know what's crazy, Dwayne? When I was thinking about this, I was like, I gotta bring this up into discussion with Dwayne. It's crazy because now we're so used. It's shifted. No, it's 12 episode animated and stuff, right? 12 episode seasons. You remember when 24 was the shit? Like, honestly, I feel like this story would have been good as just 24 to 12.
Yeah, it would have been.
12
it would have been. It would straight to the point.
Straight to the point, right?
Yeah. It would have been good.
Man.
As two 12 episode season series,
it would have been perfect.
It probably would have get a higher rating than they're giving it.
Well, because they would have cut out all that fluff. Like, there was a lot of fluff in there, especially in season 1. Season 2,
Fuko should have died.
But that's the thing. In 12 episodes, that arc probably would have just been 3 eps or something, and she probably would have passed away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they wouldn't have had her pop up, because there would have been time.
And not just randomly pop up in after story, like, yeah, we didn't die.
So I mean,
no,
so it's like, she finally woke
explanation.
Up. It threw me for a loop. I was like, so she was still in a coma? But anyway, then she came over and played and stuff. I was just like, oh, okay.
And
then she like,
bro, I am telling you, if they had gone with that inclination that she could replace Nagisa, I would have strangled my laptop,
honestly,
travel to Japan,
pissed off
and
a lot
find
of
the producers and the writer and be like, start over.
Honestly, man,
right now.
The only person to me that I was like, because I thought that's what was going on with life after Nagisa and stuff. I thought that was before I found out. I realized that they gonna kill this little girl. What? Because she was healthy, and then she just got sick in the winter. I was like, oh god, they gonna fucking murk this girl. How much more beating can this dude take? Or either that, or I thought he was going to make a wish on one of the orbs to make her healthy again, just like the dad did. Because the dad did it when he went up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Where they got the hospital now. Because that was his wish, to save her. That was another reason I started to believe in that whole theory that I gave. Yeah, he also made a wish before too.
He made a wish and they built the hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
And then obviously that.
You know what is very plausible, because if you look at Tomiko's story,
Tomiko, yeah.
Her little brother made a wish as well. And he jumped off.
Oh yes.
And the family got back together.
Dude, bro.
Yeah, the family got back together. Yeah. And ever since then, it was like their problems never existed.
I think her wish would have been to save the trees.
Save the trees, and she was able to do it.
And she was able to save it as a school president. Dang.
I need some orbs, man. I'm telling you.
I wish for you to be healthy, man. That'll be my wish.
Boy, me too.
But
healthy and happy.
But in orbs, man. But yeah, man. So that was my theory. Like after all of that, I even forgot to bring up those couple of examples. But it happened all through there once you reach true happiness.
It's a good theory, man. Good detective work, Watson.
Hey, man. You know, only because they put them a lot of those hints throughout the show, man. If that shit had came out of nowhere with none of that side shit, I would have said they pulled that out their ass, man. What you doing? That boy went nuts. If then they put them hints
Oh God.
Because I was
But
like, why
yeah,
they keep talking about this multiverse
he
shit?
died. He died.
Yeah, that boy died in the snow next to his dog.
He died in the snow.
Because remember, there was a point he was taking care of her and he got up and he started to wobble. My man wasn't eating, bro. The fridge was empty.
He didn't eat. Fridge was empty. He couldn't see properly.
Couldn't see properly. Remember, he looked outside. It was all blurry and shit. That boy was malnourished as fuck. Damn, bro.
Now man was pouring his soul into his daughter.
Man, he poured it all into her, man. That shit was crazy. So yeah, so both of them out there in the snow. In that timeline, somebody walk up and found 2 bodies. Ain't that a bitch? Dude, can you imagine the grandparents? Can you imagine
that's what he was saying.
Fuck, man, the timeline fucked up.
Yeah.
Thanos, we need you to burn that timeline.
Listen. When he was hugging her and her hand dropped, my heart dropped for Sniby. I was like, yo, how you gonna like this woman just spent 5 years fighting for you to get her back in your life. And now this, like, even to the point where Akio was like, yo, you don't gotta work no more. I got you back. And he was gaining my money on the side, like,
yeah.
I was like, shh.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And then, like,
yeah, boy, I agree. We gotta get Thanos. We can't allow that to
like, we need somebody to fuck. No, Thanos,
listen,
what's his name?
If everybody on that timeline, you
gotta get King the Conqueror, bro. Destroy that timeline there for me. Delete that.
Everybody on that timeline instantly becomes depressed, because remember the last conversation he had with Yoshino, the guy that he did working with, was like, yo, don't worry about it. She ain't get better, and I see you when you come back to work.
When you come back, depressed.
The last conversation he had with his best friend, Sumimura, was nothing. He was just sitting there to the point where Sumimura had to help him out the bedroom. Bedroom that was full of trash.
Right.
To come and sit down and eat. And the man still didn't eat. The last conversation he had with Tomoko was the same one. The last conversation that he had with Kyo was, you know what, it feels really good, and I feel like life is going to be great now. Everybody.
That whole line. Like, if you think of the whole branch off lines.
Yeah, B.
A lot of people got affected.
But the worst will be the dad. He just asked the man, you sure you good? Yes. To get put down mountain, be he'll walk, he see backwards, bury me. Like, why bury me?
Especially because think of it, the Akio, the dad, like you said, he just left. He go home, and then imagine you get that message from like Akio or something. Hey man, your son passed away with the granddaughter.
And he just made granddaughter, and he liked the granddaughter, and granddaughter liked him. And I was like, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie.
The dad would have walked in that field, that field with the sunflowers.
Disappear.
It would have been like that. What was it? What was the movie? We watched the anime where the guy just walks into the water, or like, was it King's Game?
Yeah, King's Game. Where the girl and the boy walk into water.
Just walk into the water, bro. Just walk into the water. End it.
Listen.
End it now.
God.
I didn't even think about that main line. If we going for my theory, any theory.
That timeline is messed up, B. Like, messed so many
bro.
people.
I'm glad I would have jumped too. Smart move, man. Good move. Lily was stunning Yancy though.
Let me save everybody. You'll just live.
It was literally Stein Yancy, man. The only difference is that it's Steins Gate, they had a time machine. He just had that one arm.
Yeah.
So all right, man. That actually turned out to be a really good discussion. We always have good discussions. I don't know why you're surprised. It's just like, I think we went real deep with that ending. I think we get more out of the ending than
the actual season itself.
I will admit,
I'm telling you, Sean, after season 1, I just ain't on here like, Jesus Christ.
No, season 1 kind of threw me off, man.
There's another season, you can't, like, I can't do this.
I
I
always
legit
heard.
told Nadia I cannot do this because like I said, I was watching Clannad. I finished Clannad and I was like, I don't think
Well,
Sean want to be. And then when you said Clannad, I was like, oh shit, we gotta do this on Saturday. And I
Canaan, is there another one? Is there another thing?
Clannad,
What's Canaan?
no,
Spell it. CAA?
CANAAN, yeah.
No, no.
It's like a assassin type kind of anime.
Yeah, nah. Okay, I see where the mix up is. Nah,
So I knew about both. So when you said Clannad, I was like, you sure? He was like, yeah.
Nah, if anything, I would have said
Okay.
let's just watch Nana, Talentless Nana. We would have just gone with that. But in fact, we're gonna do that one next week. Next show.
Yeah.
That's a little lighter work. You know, we can't do these depressing ass fucking shows. I will admit though, once I finished season 1, the whole way that I was going with the jokes and you know beating up his best friend and old girl popping up, I was like, because I've never watched
that
it.
pedo scene, boy, that had me throw off for a lot.
Oh, when he was talking to his sister.
Yeah, I was like, yo, where is this coming from?
Weird. That was a little weird. Even though he was lying, I'm glad that shit ended quick. It was cool to see them fight though. That fight when they fight the soccer players.
And boys kick ass.
And then they turn around, fought each other, and they like laugh the next day because they, you know, that's how he is.
Black and blue.
They always look at each other and laugh. But then I remember that's how they met because they were all black and blue when they walked past each other. Then they looked at each other, started laughing. Yeah. So yeah, that kind of tied up there. Yeah, man. So we can go ahead and jump into ratings here. I think we hit everything. Oh, right. What I was going to say before we go into ratings is after season 1, the way they had like this mix of trying to be serious, hit like depression, stuff like that, but throwing a bunch of comedy to break tension. I was worried about season 2. I will admit the decision to just be serious throughout the whole thing with little sprinkles of little jokes every now and then, but it wasn't like as heavy-handed as season 1. I think was a very, very, very good move for the after story.
I got a feeling they changed studios.
It had to. It was different. At least change. I don't want to say it changed writers,
even the artwork.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a way to confirm that, but I honestly believe that was a different group that did after story. Let's see if I could pull it up here real quick. Because it felt different. The whole tone and everything was different, man. I know it was a different story, that a different group of people that did the movie. They changed the character.
Oh yeah, even the background shot, the lighting was darker.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into ratings, man. Yes, sir. Ratings. All right, bro. Shit. I feel like we ain't did this in a while. What was the criteria for ratings again? Oh, story, character, animation,
music, animation.
Right, overall.
Yeah. Story.
Oh, it is over the whole 2 seasons. Don't cop art. Don't break it in half, bro. Please. Combine story.
Story was good. Story was good. I give it. Don't think what season 1 doing. I give it a 4.5.
Hey, wow! I honestly swore you was gonna break that shit in half and give it like a 3.5. So.
Nah, I get a 4.5. You said span the 2 seasons, so I was like,
yeah, bro. Actually, if it was just season 1, bro.
If I cut them into 12 season stuff, which is just purely the story and not none of those fillers,
it would have probably been a 5.
Yeah,
it would have been close up there. All right, so for me, I'm going with you, man. I'm gonna say a 4.5, man. Hell of a story, especially with after story. Once you span the whole seasons, They brought it back from the depths, man, because the taste they left in my mouth at the end of the first season wasn't good. So yeah, so I'm gonna give it a 4.5 for that. Characters.
Yeah. 2.
Damn.
I'll tell you why. I actually didn't bring it up in discussion. And I have no problem with reusing characters. I have no problem with subtle differences to give them a whole new persona.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, over the span of those 2 seasons, the only person that changed was Sunimura, and that shouldn't have been, because they were all older. The parents were all older. And the only person that really aged was the father, whereas his hair went from black to gray. I felt like Tsunade and Akio, even if they were the same jovial people, you should have seen subtle differences where they had aged, because they were 25. Like if we do it logically, they were around 24, 25 when Nagisa said the accident happened. When dad quit acting, Nagisa was now 12, so technically they're around their 30s. Her and Tomoyo was going out for about 6-7 years. We pushing into 40, and then he neglected his child for 5 years and for like 3 months. So we got like plus 20 years are close to. Like the character joins didn't change. They were still the same from season 1. Now I get it for continuity, but you should. I think if they had done that with a lot of the key characters,
they should look like they're 30, man.
Yeah,
30, like 30. Like they should have looked like they're 30.
Yeah, should look like their age. It would have actually emphasized some of the emotion and the time span that had passed. So for that one reason, 2.
Because the only thing that really changed on Samaru was that his hair was black,
and that was because he had to get a job, and that was in the first season.
Right.
So all that time had passed, and he had gotten a little bit taller.
Well, they all aged up very slightly. Like when he saw the preschool teacher, which was a girl that went to school with him, you could tell she was taller, her hair was a little longer and stuff. She was a little more slender. You could tell that she aged up, but compared to the amount of time that passed, and then the age change wasn't enough for you to be like super noticeable. But you could tell that we're a little older.
But you see, that's the thing. She shouldn't have been taller, because she was tall in season 1. She had gotten a little bit shorter.
What?
Because as you get older, you get shorter.
Yeah, but not in your 30s, man. You don't drop height in 30s. You don't drop to you like 40 something, 50s.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is, he was the same height as her when she got married. If they wanted to keep her the same, then when he stood next to her,
we're talking about 2 different people here, big dog. I'm talking about the preschool teacher.
Yeah, the preschool teacher. Oh wait, Kyo. Sorry, I was talking about.
Oh my god, bro! You're talking about 2 different character models here, man. We're talking about 2 different character models, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she did age a bit. Yeah.
I was like, dude, what are you talking about? When they got married? Nah, they didn't get married, man. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, I was thinking about Nagisa's preschool teacher.
Nagisa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yokiko.
Yeah, but I do understand
that was the
what
rock
you're
guy.
saying, though.
Right. So because of that, 2. I gotta get him a 2. Yeah.
I'm probably not dogging them as you though. I'm gonna say probably a 3. I do agree with you though. I would have liked to see just a little more passage of time shown in the character models. And it would have been nice to see, what's his name? I know he was busy with work and stuff in Tokyo and shit, but it would have been cool to see, because they were best friends. So it would have been nice to see him a little more active in just a little more. you know.
Yeah.
Especially once the daughter gets sick and stuff. Even if he had just showed up as like, hey man, you want me to help you financially, like how the grandfather did, Akio did, it would have been nice. That's all I was saying.
You mean with Yoshino?
Huh?
Yoshino? Yeah.
Yoshi-
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rock star guy.
Also, what's her name, man? That Yuko, whatever the fuck she calls herself, did a real damage to my character rating. She a whole 2 points.
Yokiko? Oh,
Fuko, man. She's so bad I don't remember her name. That's how bad it is. Like her character was so detrimental to this rating.
You are so right. And even in After Story, they didn't change
even in
it.
After Story, she was
I ain't one great idea. I'm justifying this crap. It brings you back 1. I gave it a 1.
I'm never giving anybody a 1 for characters, man, because I can't draw. I draw stickman. Anyway, so I give him a 3. I give it a 3. I do like the introduction and stuff. At one point I was like, oh my god, it's a harem, man, and it's like a bunch of women, one dude in season 1. And also I told Dwayne this is before I watched After Story though. I was kind of wanted him to end up with Tomoyo, the girl that became class president. I thought that was a good story there too.
Did you
I didn't watch After Story yet. That was pretty nice. They even gave us a 1 episode. They was like, oh, we know what you want, Sean. Here we go.
And that was good.
And it was beautiful.
But you see, you know what? You know why another reason why I give them a 2? Because when they did that arc with Tokiko, she got older, like to the point where she had grown up to his height. He had worked, he looked a little bit gruffier, and her eyesight had gotten bad, and she started wearing glasses. And I was like, oh my god, like she looks amazing. Like you kind of did the right thing, dumping her, but
she came
also
back. Like it was crazy to see what the teachers thought about him though. Like, oh, you holding her back. Like, damn, so fuck her feelings, huh? All right, so Dwayne's, are you sticking with 1 or are you still going with 2?
I stick with 2.
Okay, and then me for 3. Animation.
I was actually reading some reviews from people about this because I was like, man, I hope After Story in this bad because Jesus, this hurts. And one person was saying, "Oh,
animation stuff."
Yeah, they were saying, "Oh, their eyes are really far apart," and I was like, "Huh?" And I was looking at it, and I was like, and then someone was like, "Look at the years that these people post this," and it was like 2011 and stuff. I was like, y'all bitches to watching Naruto. Don't worry, you have no justification here, because I'm used to that artwork.
Oh, okay.
We grew up on that artwork. Like that's the same.
That was a thing in 2000s, man. There's a lot of anime that came up with that. The big eyes, eyes.
And I was like, they ain't really there. So the artwork was pretty clean to me. I enjoyed it. I got
no problem with that.
I think I'm gonna give it a 5, mainly because they're landscapes. Like if you look at their landscape drawings,
oh man, they did the work. They did, especially in the other world. Yeah, it was just like a field of wheat.
Yeah, it was just white flowers swaying, and it was beautiful. It was like, it looks like oil painting work, and that kind of reminded me of how Berserk drew their animation stuff. And I was like, oh, that's really great. Berserk, man. Best animation and artwork I've ever seen.
Berserk to this day, next level, man. That guy, he poured his soul into that story. That's why nobody going. Rest in peace, Big Dog. He poured his heart into that fucking thing. He was like, it will be perfect in every aspect of the game. Anyway, so 5 for Dwayne. I'm gonna go with 5, man. This was actually for a couple of reasons. First is nostalgia. Like, not a lot of people draw this type of art style anymore with the big eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Big foreheads. They did a good job, especially landscape. A part of the point was the trees. That the girl saved. Yeah, they put a lot of things. And when they stood on the mountain, I looked over and they showed the city.
and you see the hospital and like the level of detail for such finite. Oh, it was beautiful, man.
I thought that was great. They did a really good job on the landscaping, the change, like because the one of the points they made in there that what's his name was having trouble dealing with was the changing of this town as development comes in and stuff. Remember, he was a little upset when he saw the little cafe that they built at that corner because he remembered walking down there as a kid and it was just like a wall. So it was cool to see that they put a lot of. It wasn't just like a scribble drawing of like thing. They always paid attention to a lot of landmarks and stuff like that, and everything that comes along. They showed a lot of emotion when people cry and stuff like that. So it's 5, man. I really don't know animation because animation is hard, and you could attest for this. Music.
I can't ever think of an animation that I ever thought was really bad. Even Clutch Cargo, I appreciated.
The only ones I'm really hard on is remember they don't do it no more, but like that weird 3D Netflix had that 3D thing for a little bit.
Because it was cheaper.
Yeah. But now they got bazillion dollars. So now they're paying proper, and all the animation that's come out recently, it has that style.
That actually made me think, like, yo, if I make my short film, will I have to do that to save some money? Because I ain't got billions of dollars. But we'll see when we get there.
But it's time and music money too. But so we're on the music. It was pretty much just the same song each time.
Yeah.
It was the same, pretty much the same.
And
thing.
the melancholic music. I like the ending song though. My kids actually like the ending song as well. So I gotta give music a 3. It was good.
It was like, it was good. It didn't stand out.
I actually put on my playlist.
Yeah, I give it a 3. It was solid. It wasn't the only reason you get a 5 with me is if I put that shit on my if I go searching for it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. Anyway, even though the anime was trash.
Yo, talking about fights, right? Sorry to cut you off. Attack on Titan season 7 part 2. That intro is crazy, B.
Oh yeah, I didn't even watch the anime. I literally just let the intro.
Me either.
Yeah, it's in English too. Threw me the fuck off. I was like, oh god, they got it in English. Oh! I was like,
but it's only a minute.
To be real though, like to me though, the first Attack on Titan song. That that, and I got like German and shit in it. That shit threw me off. Threw my girl in the loop. We all remember that video. She's sitting in the car like, this motherfucker. And then this one, I give it like Attack on Titan had some good intros. It's funny everybody watching it because I've read the manga, so I'm just like watching everyone's reactions to shit that's happening.
No, I haven't watched it, and I haven't had the time to read the manga. So usually what happens is that if my interest gets piqued in the animation, I'll sit down and read the manga because I'll be like, this don't make sense, this don't make sense. There gotta be details missing somewhere.
Okay.
But so Mappa has always been good with intros.
All right, so that's it, man. We finished the group, so now we on to overall. And let's go. Give me your overall, Dwayne. Let's hear it.
I get a 4.
Oh, hey, it made a comeback. It made a comeback, guys.
Because if they had ended up season 1,
bro, I swear to God.
Nabi, I was gonna tell you, pull out your stamp. Garbage.
Oh, bro, don't make me put the shit there. I was like, oh, it was about to be rough, man. So, do I give it a 4? I give it a 4 as well, man. Unfortunately, season 1 hit it hard enough that it couldn't get epic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They supremely saved themselves, I would say, with the movie and the story, the after story.
Yeah, they really did. Because if that movie wasn't there,
it's funny because I feel like you want to watch after story.
Yeah,
you want to watch after story if you didn't watch the movie.
I wouldn't have.
Cause I remember you doing was like, we should have just done the movie. I was like, dude, it spans 1 and 2, so come on, you gotta watch it. And I stayed up till 3. I stayed up till 3 a.m. watching half of that bitch, bro. Like I watched half of it when I messaged you last night. I was like, dude, I gotta start so I'll be finished by this time. And then I woke up this morning and finished the rest. Woo. So all right, so we give it a 4 across the board. Not quite there to epic. There was some stuff that really, if season 2 had continued the way season 1 was, I don't know, man, but they definitely pulled themselves out the fire. So that's it, man. That's our discussion of Clannad. Just on the precipice of greatness, but early creative decisions prevent him from crossing the precipice.
For standing on Mount Olympus.
Or standing on Mount Olympus looking over the earth.
Have we given away a lot of our badges? I can only think of 3.
You mean 5 out of 5?
Yeah.
We are a little hard on the 5 on 5s, man. I don't think we've ever given a lot of legendary stuff out. To be fair, we've only given 1 shit stamp, so
yeah, true.
So it's not like we're like, I think we're just like, a lot of the stuff we review is middle. Honestly, man, but that's how it should be. Not everything is epic, right?
Yeah.
You gotta earn that bitch. And Vivi did it. And so did Violet Evergarden.
And Inuyashiki.
They earned it.
Gantz came close.
Yeah, man. It's just when you don't finish that unfinished work and nonsensical ending because they had to find a way to finish it always hurts, man.
Because if they had gone with the manga, it would have been better than Inuyashiki. But at the time,
it's funny. I think they just finished the fight. They finally finished that story, the Gantz story.
Yeah, they finished it.
They just finished it, right?
Yeah,
that shit nuts. Holy fuck! All right, so we're gonna go in and shoot the shit. We're gonna shoot a little shit, man. I ain't really got much to talk about, but you know that's why I always say it. And then we end up talking for like 20 minutes. So here we go. Shoot the shit. Starts now.
Shoot the shit.
All right. Shoot the shit. So Dwayne, you know what I'm about to ask.
Eternals.
You don't watch Spider-Man yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Honestly, bro.
Eternals. Now you gotta watch it, bro. You gotta watch it. It's actually not that bad, man. At least watch it for Williams Dafoe. You gotta watch it for Williams Dafoe.
Boy. His apparent. I keep seeing the scenes.
Green Goblin.
Him and the guy that
Tom Holland
plays
wasn't ready,
Otto.
bro.
Him and the guy that plays Otto Octavius.
Yeah. Well, Otto wasn't really like super evil in here per se.
Yeah.
But Green Goblin, ooh, bro, when he do the Tom wasn't ready, bro. Tom wasn't ready. Tom wasn't ready, bro. He beat the brakes off of Tom in the apartment. When you see it, man, you'll see. Yeah, Eternals, man. So what's your thoughts, bro?
Good story. Bad placement. Same thing with Clannad season 1. There were bits where Jokes wasn't supposed to be there.
It really hurt. It really hurt the story.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Took away the tension.
That's a Marvel
or
thing, man.
there were times where they would lead up to a significant point, and then it was over in 2 seconds. Like, the realization of Ascalad. Wrong person. The realization of
bro, that's
the realization
that of Viking anime.
yeah, that's Viking saga. What was the guy's name? Artemis?
Which one?
Artemis flew too close to his son, or Apollo?
No,
only 2.
No, Apollo was the he was the god like medicine and shit. He was right. I think it was Artemis the first one, right?
Artemis.
Was it
Why
Artemis?
he
Nah, it wasn't Artemis.
nah, it
Artemis was a
wasn't
girl
right.
too.
I think it was Apollo.
Nah, it was not Apollo, man. I know it's not Apollo. They want to build a shrine for Apollo. That's just in Troy. That was the temple he raided. So they went up the temple of Apollo. They went up raid there.
Apollo was no, that was Achilles.
Nah, it's not Artemis. Artemis was the hunter.
Yeah. Eternal.
Icarus.
That's it.
Oh, like what the fuck? Why do we keep thinking about Artemis?
I hear. Go get your list now. So right, the leading up to the realization that Artemis killed Ajax. Sorry for anybody who didn't watch this. Yeah,
it's been out for a while. You be all right.
Yeah.
Spoiler
the realization that Icarus killed Ajax. Like they led up to that, and then it was like, it was over. It
didn't have the weight that I thought it would, especially because she was like the mother.
Neither did the climax between Athena and the Deviant.
Oh my god! All right,
I was expecting to see.
I would have.
I was expecting to see Athena struggle with the Deviant, necessarily physically, but emotionally, because then that again leads to.
Dwayne, you're frozen.
Another point that you made that we were talking about, the quote unquote relationships that were built between people wasn't strong enough.
Look at the screen.
At some point, what was his name?
Can you hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay.
The internet.
I froze just now. I wasn't sure if you realized that. You kept talking.
All right, Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh and Athena became a couple at some point, but then really, I'm not saying they had to show the past of why or how they became a couple, but there had to be some emotional reason why, one, he decided to protect her, and two, why she was so responded to his words. And because that wasn't really truly
it was
built
kind of off-panel, a lot of off-panel stuff.
Yeah, because it wasn't built in any of their interactions, and then did they really have a lot of screen time? The emotional battle that she supposedly had with the Deviant, when the Deviant was kicking her ass with it didn't carry no weight. It was like, It was like, Like I also, because it's only at the end that my wife was like, oh, they were in a relationship. And I was like, yeah. That's why she's struggling, not because
you think that bad.
crazy.
What about the deaf girl that was speedster and
Druid?
Like they end up like going off together, but like a lot of they all branched off into like pairs and stuff.
Yeah,
didn't make sense. I don't want to say it didn't make sense. It's just like you said. There was no real backstory to it. So outside of Icarus and girl.
Yo, her story annoyed me.
Right. No, we just talking about
I get what you mean. Cersei,
right. The only reason like that made like you, even though it like kind of popped out of nowhere, but it was like, okay, I could see why there would be any relationship tension, because they actually like showed, hey, these two kind of started to fall for each other, even though it was like out of nowhere. He just walks in, he's like, I will give my heart to you, and I was just like, wait, what? And then they had sex. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, okay. But yeah, so that was a little weird. Another thing that, like you said, on the tension, like came out of nowhere, man. When she had the thing in her chest, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna have to take it out. And I'm like, oh shit, this is a big point. And he's like, are you ready? And I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna be a big deal. And Angelina Jolie grabs the joke, kills the tension, and then he literally takes it out. Doo, 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 doo. That's it. I was like,
yeah,
made it seem like it was such a big deal.
Fit the scene. The dialogue did not fit the scene.
Dialogue didn't fit the scene, and the conclusion of that
because based on what he was saying, him removing it would have killed her.
That's what I thought. So I was like expecting her to like at least pass the fuck out. Give me a scream scene, you know, one of those like, like, you know, something like that. Nothing happened, man. It was just simple.
No.
Yeah. And like you said,
The
I don't like that they
explanation
built
of the
up.
powers wasn't the greatest either.
Yeah.
Because at one point I was like, okay, so Cersei could only change rocks. But then at the beginning, she was dealing with mud. Then in the city, she was changing cars. And I was like, so what was the point in the scene where the Indian guy was recording them and asking them what their powers was? Why was her dialogue focused mainly on rocks?
Was it rocks
And
or
then
water?
Rocks. That's what she said, rocks.
Oh, I can't remember, man. I watched that shit so long ago.
She could change rock into water. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then it didn't explain I don't want to say explain, like I didn't really get a sense of understanding from when she changed one of the deviants into a tree and everybody was like, oh, how can you do that? I was like, the bitch just broke a tree in half and turned it to water. So like, well, I don't know what your powers are. I think
everyone was surprised because she didn't change. She never changed. Like, I think the thing is that she never changed it from like this. All the time she changed the remote control to water, but instead of changing it into water, she changed it into a mouse or some shit like that. It was
so to me, that wasn't fully taught out in a sense that the viewer could follow along, because the explanation of the whole rock thing was like, well, if she could only do a rocks, like what's these scenes? And then Sprite's power, at first I thought it was illusions, but then it turned out it's duplication and mirror images. So I was like, this isn't really.
Is it really? Because she was telling the stories and oh god.
You see what I mean?
Well, I never even thought about the powers like that because I was so pissed off about other shit.
But you see what I mean, though.
Yeah, I think everyone knows outside of time travel. I hate when, like, and we always talk about it, breaking attention, man. Like,
yeah, especially
when it's like a monumental point.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think about the powers, yo. Also, another thing that I didn't like, and I this was just trying to fit too much shit in one story. I probably would have had this before we even see the thing emerge from the fucking earth. That would have probably been a second. Yeah, that would have probably been a second movie for me. The first movie would have been them against the deviants.
I don't like. Oh, right, yeah. I don't like credit clips, but that should have been a credit clip. Just focus on deviants.
Yeah, because go ahead.
As you were telling me, the knowledge that you are not human, plus the knowledge that Arslan does this to create celestials, plus the rebellion against Arslan, and still having to fight the deviants was enough. Those three things were colossal. Yeah. And for you to put in the celestial, it means that in some way, your 2-minute timepiece had to be really significant. So the last three things was crap. Like,
yeah. Because I would have focused this one more on building, like the whole build. So we got a solid backstory of the characters. Yep. You would be able to explain the powers better.
Yeah.
The relationships better. The fight with
you would have been able to explain Druig's passion,
right,
towards peace.
Yes.
Because I felt like, okay, in Babylon, he was so angry at how they were getting on that he had to take control. I felt that. But then to find out that you're not human and, you know, all this is just to kill the people anyway, I feel like he would have been the most rebellious with that knowledge. But he was just like, it's okay.
But you
You'll
never
just
really
start
understood
Celestial.
because he just like ended up in the forest. That's what I'm saying. So like he would have got time to properly build up all that stuff leading into the fight against the super deviant or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it was.
And then they had to fight against Icarus. So there was too many challenges.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So the Icarus fight
Too
would have
many
been in the
focal
second
challenges.
movie.
Yeah.
To me, the Icarus fight would have probably been in the second movie when they get it ready to try to stop the immersion, the celestial, right?
Yeah.
Because then you could focus all on that, finding out and stuff. But this one would have just been all about that deviant and have the deviant kill one of them and eat him. So he killed Gilgamesh and he got smarter, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I would have gone with that. And then have that big showdown with him and the army of deviants. Leave
the mystery at Ajak all the way to the end.
Yeah,
Whereas they kill the deviant and they find out that the deviant was able to get Ajak because Ajak was trying them. And then you lead into the second one. Who killed Ajak? It would have been like, and when they would lead straight into Celestial and Arslan and all that stuff. Would have been like, they were like, this is for Ajax or some weird shit. I ain't say to write it like this, but he would have been like, Ajax, who the fuck? I didn't hunt her. She was given to me or some shit like that. And then they would have that mystery leading into the second movie where they were like thinking of, finding out about all that stuff. I think about how to stop the Celestial from breaking the earth in half or shit. So I think it was just too much. It was ambitious, but it was too much. Yeah. Especially for not many people know about the Eternals. I didn't know about them at all.
I didn't give a fuck about them. Like I knew of them in a way because
I didn't know that they were supposed to be the replacement Avengers. But then I look at it and I'm like,
well, but they were also y'all ambitious. I know about them is I watched this guy named Comics Explained. He was explaining about that they were there for the creation of Earth because it was explaining the Celestials and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So I just think it should have been. I know, like I like big movies, Justice League and stuff like that, but when you try to fit too many plot lines and things, something gets sacrificed. And unfortunately, to me, that fight with Athena,
Blackie,
they didn't carry no weight, like you said, and also it was like, and I was like, man, I would have really liked to see this as a all-out brawl, because you see how hard it was to kill one fucking regular deviant. So you can imagine that it would have took all of them to fight deviants.
Gilgamesh and the super deviant. Only person to kill one by himself. So how it is that you have a deviant who has taken your strongest Eternal, and you kill him off just like that. Right. So to me, I mean, but the story was good. The dramatic. Now that I've seen it, the dramatic scenes and her way of storytelling, it's not a problem. It's just that there was too much. It was just too much in one story.
It was too much in one story, and then the regular Marvel breaking tension thing. Just don't do it. You don't need to do it. Like I never understand this shit. This is Spider-Man where he be cracking jokes and shit when he swing.
Yeah,
but that's their thing, though. That's their thing. They like doing that. So
you gotta make it kid friendly.
Yeah. It's a Disney thing. I've accepted that at this point. It's been long enough. I will forever hate it down in time travel, but yeah.
More scenes.
So that's it on
Flash
Eternals.
Coming out.
So more it's supposed to wipe away the whole Snyderverse. They're rebooting it, and I think they're going with Superwoman and Batgirl.
Supergirl, Batgirl, Flash. I'm wondering if they're gonna kill off Flash and bring in Wally West or leave, because Barry Allen was never a part of that Young Justice thing. Or they might bring in both of them and just have him as have him as the plot device to lead into Wally West.
We'll see what it, but it's just supposed to be going in. I was like, man, we didn't even get a proper Justice League. They're already going into like the second iteration.
Teen Titans.
Everyone was like, oh, you know what happens every time someone like everyone was like, well, we wanted more Superman. Like we really didn't get much of Cavill.
No.
No, but you know, we get
To do that would be to give Zack Snyder.
Yes. So it's funny because man, it's crazy to see all the stuff that come out. Remember Deathstroke? Remember Deathstroke showed up? He shows up at the end of the thing, and it shows Lex Luthor. He's bald now, and he's actually like talking properly because he went to Arkham and stuff like that, right? Which is actually brilliant because that means he was actually like really fucked up at first, and they kind of like course corrected him. So he would have his acting would have been different in later versions.
Yeah. And I like Jesse Eisenberg, even when he was the
no
crazy
one really
Lex
gave him a
Luthor.
chance, bro.
because
he was one movie.
Yeah, because if you read the Superman comics, he actually did have hair, and he was portraying the young Lex Luthor, where he was bullied and stuff, and his mind used to work so fast.
His dad fucked him up and shit, man.
Right. So I'm glad that they did the Arkham bit because it corrected him to be like
the Lex Luthor that we know today.
No, I could tap into my,
but we never get to see
power. We never get to see it.
There was supposed to be a Deathstroke TV show.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers shut that down. But what Warner Brothers try to do is detach themselves from Zack Snyder 100%. So they're gonna reboot the universe. But I don't give a fuck, man. I still got all 3 of them DVDs, and I'm gonna watch them over and over. But that just makes me like wonder about if you do that, don't you wipe away all the Wonder Woman and shit? Like all that shit goes, right?
Yeah, you get Wonder Girl, Aquaman goes, you get Aqualad.
It's crazy because Aquaman 2 about to come out in December.
Mm-hmm. That's probably still from contract. Yeah,
but his contract's up, ain't it? I think Gal Gadot has one more movie.
Gal Gadot has up to Wonder Woman 3, and Jason Momoa has up to Aquaman 2.
I don't think he want to do it anymore anyway. He didn't even want to do this one with what's her name? Amber Heard. The woman, redhead, the woman, his love interest.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shame, man, because Rise Atlantis, even though that wasn't him. I was sick.
Yep. You got that 300 feeling.
Oh man, that shit was dope, man. When he fucking went up. Today we unite the waters. Tonight we unite the oceans. Tomorrow we scorch the surface. Right. I was like, oh wait, he's the villain.
Yeah, you can't be President Ocean last to be.
Tonight we unite the oceans. Tomorrow we scorch. I was like, I gotta stop liking these villains. Like, I was telling somebody, I was like, man. Villains mean so much to me in movies because without a really good villain, movies tend to fall on their face. Why do I like Man of Steel? Look, I love Cavill, but let me tell you something. Zod?
Michael Shanahan,
bro. When he picked up the dirt, he was like, "Yeah, we could have built a new neighborhood in this squalor, but you chose the humans over us." Oh my God,
bro!
Where did you learn? On a farm?
Levitates like a god,
bro. That boy is like, I trained all my senses. Where did you train?
And Willem Dafoe in a movie.
Willem Dafoe, bro. Oh my God. Bro, him and Spider-Man. You gotta watch it. I know you don't gotta pay to watch it, obviously, but when they come out, man, just go ahead and knock it out. Or go on that website. I will. That website that I give you.
Can't. England blocks it. Because it's streaming.
You don't got a VPN, huh?
Nah, I don't.
I was thinking one. I might share it.
I was thinking again the NordVPN, but yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot. There's one that I saw online that is like $2. It's almost like it comes out to like $12 for the year or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Because of the discount. It was like a person that I watch, and there's like a deal. So I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could do that, but I might just share it with you. So you can use it.
Cool.
And then you could just hit a US server. Get out of that.
Just then I might end up paying for HBO Max. I'll be like, I can watch DC animations. Before we finish shoot this shit, I do not know what's going on with the DC universe.
None of us do.
Bro,
the continuity's gone.
They're I don't know
It's all
who's
over the
leading
place
it,
right now, bro. I'm just watching
but
movies now.
they 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 destroyed. They had the chance to say, "Look, Marvel gone ahead. That dude did a good job." But we got the animated series, and they make a lot of money because they don't do them to box office, no, they do them direct to film.
Right.
And they make a lot of money from it. And I don't know what happened between them and Zack Snyder, but ever since that whole relationship destroyed, some shit gone wrong. B is like you had that one woman that was so good to you. You don't know where your head is from your ass, as they were saying Barbados, because they destroyed the injustice span line with the movie. And they had you finally watch it. They had at least like 9 movies they could have made from that. They had at least 9 movies they could have made from that.
That is not injustice.
And it's not.
That's not injustice.
That's
Evil Superman 2.
I didn't like the ending. Not even Evil Superman 2. I didn't like
Evil
the ending.
Superman 0.
I didn't like the timeline jump. I didn't like the fact that they used Lois, because then it felt it kind of reminded me of the same plot they use with I almost said Kevin Federline, the guy that wrote the first Justice League movie, and how they use Lois. How they use Lois to calm down Superman. Whedon. Right, Joss Whedon.
Joss Wiener.
Like, I didn't like that because I felt it was just like regurgitating the same thing. And I was like, but he's not directing this. So like, something wrong. Listen, I
don't want to talk about it, bro.
Yeah.
You know why I don't want to talk about it? Because there's a comic storyline that's brilliantly done. There's 2 games by was it Immortal? I can't remember the studio. NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah,
there's 2 games. Because they do the Mortal Kombat 2. There's 2 games. Yeah. Is the story, the comic that cut all through that, all that stuff, and they chose to make that pile of bullshit. Nah, fuck out of here. Even my buddy that I deployed with, he messaged me because he's a DC dude too. Mm-hmm. And he messaged me. He was like, "Yeah, man, you watch the new one?" I was like, "That's what made me watch it because you complained about it." I was like, "I'm not watching it." Then he messaged me. He's like, "Bro, what the fuck did they do?" Oh, and I went and watched that shit. I was like, "Oh, this is not the same thing. That's a
completely new story.
Different." I just don't. They just made Superman a petulant evil dude.
Child.
Like, yeah, it was just like,
no, they turned him into a child. Whereas in the comics, like, even though he was grieving, it had gotten to the point where he was like, "No, this is not just about grief. I have the power to change things, and I haven't been doing that."
Well, not only that
is the fight I'm going with.
Not only that, there was points throughout the comic and thing that he started to second guess himself. And Wonder Woman would come out and be like, "No." They took that out. They was like, "Nah, we're not gonna make the woman the one that pushed him." Took that bitch out. And he like killed kids and shit. I was like,
"Yeah,
what the fuck is all this?" Yeah, bonafide. 0 to 5. I'll put the shit.
And they kill Nightwing. What?
Well, he dies in the comic too, though. So
yes, but the whole dead wing thing, I was like,
yeah,
it doesn't fit.
He comes back as Dead Man, but
Dead Man, but not Dead Wing. In this movie, he came back as Dead Wing, and he does 2 things. I was like, what's the point in putting him in then? Like,
I don't know, man. I actually enjoyed the DC animated universe between, I think it was like 2010 and stuff, when they had where they were going Batman, off Superman. Of the. Yeah, remember they had that movie. What was it when when Green Lantern were trying to fight Batman at first? Batman took his ring and shit. That particular Justice League thing. When they had the Death of Superman, when they redid Death of Superman and stuff.
Death of Superman. You had Batman Returns 1 and 2. Yeah, like that period between 2007 to 2000 and like
Yeah, it was around the New 52
17?
timeline.
Right.
That animation was fire. That animation was fire. I thought that was, to me, was peak. If you're a little older, obviously, with like the Justice League Unlimited and stuff, that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've been doing some.
Thank you, Zack Snyder. We enjoyed the funeral, and we wish you all the best at Netflix.
Just to wrap up, man, that was so funny. Because like when the Flash news came out and stuff, I messaged Dwayne. It's like, Dwayne, you was right, man. Justice League Snyder Cut was a celebration along with a funeral, because we knew at that point they gave him they did that so he would just go away. All right, man, we give you what you want. No, just leave us alone. And
it's done.
It's done. And no matter how many people
even the storyboard artist that I followed that was working with Snyder, he's gone. And he is like a role model to me. I'm like, how could you get rid of him? He's the guy that did Trece. And that's how I know, because he was signed with Warner Brothers. And I was like, wait, what? Like, how you can do Trece? Like, you're allowed to do projects? Because I know when Disney and Marvel sign you, they're like,
then boys hold on to you. You can only do that.
You only do this. So I was like, what are you doing, Trece? But then when I see the rest of the DC Universe animations come out,
Trece season 2 coming out.
Is it?
That was a bad. I don't know. I just want to know, is there a season 2? She a bad bitch.
Should be.
I went to a comic convention. There was a girl dressed up as Trece. I was like, oh shit. She looked. It was a Vietnamese. I can't remember, but she was dressed up as Trece. I was like, oh shit, you over here looking like Trece. Quote, that was me. She's like, you know who Trece is? I'm like, fuck yeah, that girl bad. I didn't say bad bitch, but she was there with her parents. I was like, yeah, that's a bad girl, man. She a bad girl. And then we walked off. Then I walked off. But nah, like, I like that character. That was such a good watch. Yeah. Came out of nowhere.
Great watch. Great watch, man.
Threw me for a loop. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? So yeah, guys. So next show we're gonna do a little, I don't want to say, probably a little lighter. So
definitely a lot lighter. Talentless Nana, yeah.
I watched it already. I might just skim over it again just to jog the memory, because I have a love hate. Like, I like it, but there's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
The last 5 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess it's because it's not finished. The problem is that it's not finished, right? It like kind of like ended.
Yeah, the manga wasn't finished.
Yeah, it kind of like, we ran out of manga. Here you go, guys. So it was like a little weird. It was a little weird the way it ended. I think that kind of left. I hate when it's unfinished like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But what can you do if there ain't no more source material? Game of Thrones? Yes, I can feel the hate flowing. That book's not even done. Will that book's ever be finished? I feel like he wrote himself into a corner.
He probably did.
And he don't know how to finish it. Dude, you know what you do, bro, when you write yourself in a corner? Write a horrible chapter to get yourself out of that bitch, and then just continue the story.
like told you.
Bro, just burn it, bro. Like, this chapter is gonna be terrible, but I guarantee you, we're gonna get out of this plot hole. Like, make it, because I think the problem is at the end of from what I watch videos, because I was just curious, like, what's the difference? And partly, so you got Westeros here. Imagine Westeros is where this painting is, and what's her name? The Queen of Dragons girl. She over there by that bag. So the problem is getting her from here all the way over here to make sense, because in the book, traveling across countries don't happen in an instant like a movie.
No, it doesn't take time. And I think the time at which she is traveling, because I think, because Larry read the books, and I haven't read them because I ain't interested in it.
Oh wow, Larry! I haven't heard that name in a while.
The time at which she was traveling, the White Walker had just killed the dragon and thing, and then he started to stuff, but it's not like he got there instantly.
Yeah.
He was just sweeping through the Northern Gate or whatever they call it.
Yeah. So by the time she get there, everything would be over.
Right. So I think the way that it was looking from what he was telling me, they should arrive there at the same time. Or one just before the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She would have been like the cavalry coming in at the last second with the dragon
pretty
fire.
much. But I think the problem is, and you know, I don't fault him for it, because a lot of people say, oh, you know, when these writers sell the stuff to Hollywood, they're selling out. I don't think he's selling out. I just think, it's really hard to get a deal like that from a network. And it's one of those things that if you don't take it now, there's no guarantee.
And he's an older guy too.
Yeah, he's older. He's 60 something.
Honestly, that is a good reason. Maybe he's wrote himself in a car. Or he just got burned out, man. Like, yeah, especially with his writing style, the detail, that shit got to be mentally taxing.
And then that's the other thing. If you look at the time span of his books, they come out like every 4 to 6 years, and then the last 2 came out because he had the movie deal or the TV deal. So he was really trying to get them out.
Yeah.
So he burnt out. He didn't want to see that anymore. That's the same thing with Patrick Rufus. Patrick Rufus wrote 2 great butts. And then everybody was like, yeah, we don't care how long it take. Just finish the butt in the next one. And I'm already third butt and ain't do nothing since. Like he has written every other kind of story out there. And the butts ain't doing good because everybody's like, we want King Killer. But the man burnt out. Yeah. Like he went from, this is a great story. This could lead into this. Oh shoot, people actually like this. They gotta rate this. And that's why it's hard, man. Trust me, it's hard.
Oh, I know.
Them stories that I
especially them stories, especially them fantasy stories with so much intrigue. And his stories, bro, like I say, his writing style is so detailed. He fucking hit Westeros at this point. Fuck the throne. Holy West Side.
And the thing is, right? I don't know how it is for them. I can only speak from my experience. I just tell you my story ideas, right? And then it's like, yeah, this would be dope. And then you actually start to sit down and write it, and I'm like, I'm done with this now. Like I'm done. Like literally, my mind would go, this would be a great story. And you would flesh out everything and write out the plan. And then when you go sit down and write detail, your mind literally goes from, this is taking too long. I will want to do the next thing. Yeah. And it's hard. Like Jeremy's cousin is writing a book. Brilliant book. Well, I can't say brilliant, but brilliant schematic from what he's told me and everything. I'm like, dude, get it done. He's been doing it for 2 years now. And he's at a point where he's in the middle of the book and he's like, yo, I can't, like my mind, his creative mind is already in different things. Yeah. So is a struggle. Is a legit struggle. And when you think like these books are like 90,000, 180,000 words, those kind of things, because detail is important. Like it's rough, man.
And it's funny because if you think of a book that doesn't have that much detail, you're just like, try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Harry Potter.
That's why, man, Tolkien's the GOAT. The guy that wrote the Lord of the Rings universe.
Yeah.
Bruh. It's funny because it's so much more than just the fucking 3 movies. The movies, Hobbit and stuff. Like that's just huge. But he went to war.
He was smart. Exactly. He was smart. He wrote everything one time and then he just distributed them.
Yeah. But he also like you ever watched the movie Tolkien?
Nah.
All right, so there's a movie about him. He thought of the whole story while in combat and stuff. And if you ever been deployed, you got so much fucking downtime. You literally could write a book. Like not write a book, but like lay it out.
And that's what I think is the best way to do it. Which is why like I got series and stuff that I want to do, and I want to do them as animations, but I'm not gonna release them until I like know that the entire series is complete, because because for the same reason with George R. R. Martin and stuff like that, I get, because of their style, they take so long to write stories that they would just deploy
it might have helped. It might have helped him to write that whole thing all the way to the conclusion and then release the books. I know you would have been a little older at that point, but
it probably would have been better.
Oh yeah, because he wouldn't have had that pressure.
Yeah,
it was like, hey, and then just slowly release them.
It'll be interesting. I'm literally looking forward to his final books, and I don't think he's going to be one.
I think he's going to finish that. You know when they're going to pop up, bro? And that boy pass away.
Probably.
They're gonna they're gonna be like, these were his final words, and they're gonna be like,
just get manuscripts.
Yeah,
you just get manuscripts.
You get manuscripts, they're gonna publish them.
It's like Lee Chow and Jack Reacher.
Yeah,
like it's gotten to the point where he's like, I'm not interested in this anymore. Like it just makes me money.
They're about to murder that bitch on the 2nd of February. Hope you're ready, bro.
I am interested in seeing how it is, because I just started book 6, Echo Burning, and I could. It's weird, but I could hear the fatigue in the book. Like usually, you know how, because you read some of his books, you know how the beginning will really captivate you. This book started out so plain, and I was like, oh shoot, I in chapter 4. Like, they didn't realize that. like it was dead. And I was like, whoa, I wonder how the other books can go. Because obviously One Shot and Never Go Back is book 9 and book 11, which is what Tom Cruise did. So I'm interested to see if, as I continue,
it might spice up a little bit. He probably hit a run. He probably hit a run.
Yeah.
But
it's really interesting, man.
All right, man. Today was a really, really deep discussion. We're about to hit almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
On this, once I edit and stuff, is going to probably come down a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, man, be sure to check out the Clannad movie. If you don't want to sit down through 48 episodes, solid, man. It was solid. Little hiccups in the first season, but they course correct pretty good in After story.
Yeah.
Let me know your thoughts on Eternals. And next episode is gonna be Talentless Nana. Be sure to check us out in a couple weeks. Comment, like, subscribe. And as always, stay safe out there. Peace.
See ya.